do fun things. In my cute new cat shirt, what? Sorry, what? And I was setting my frequency, and Spirit was like, why don't you set it on the live? So I don't really know what I'm doing, but like to show the messages. How do I explain? Okay. Through ascension, we've compartmentalized so many parts of ourselves. We have our inner child that might feel at any given time a bit hurt or wounded, especially in this eclipse season. We have our adult self, our 3D adult self that has to like look after children, go to work, buy the groceries. And then we have our kind of like empowered multidimensional self. It's almost like we have the past version of ourself that wants to be healed, come along for the ride through the integration of the human self, whilst also the architecture of the higher self is the true essence that we vibrate to. So they're showing me the analogy of like getting in the car for the day. The higher self drives the car, then you strap your other parts in, then you strap in your little inner child self, and they're like, hey, I got you now. And why they're wanting me to speak about this is they're hearing the mastery of riding the waves of ascension, trusting that you will always give space when needed to the part of the self that wants to be expressed without having to completely collapse into it and have like a life-altering, like day-changing day, because they're saying learning to navigate as the architecture of the higher self, and I'll give an example in a minute, is going to not only create a sense of stability, groundedness, regulation in the nervous system, but it also allows you to shift and process much faster in frequency, because when you're sitting as the embodiment, think of it, they're showing me like an onion. The top layer is all of this golden light. And my top layer that I'm trying to embody right now is my like queendom, is like wearing a crown because I am a priestess or a queen, or I made an activation called Activating Your Cosmic Royalty. And that's the frequency that I'm trying to hold all the time, right? And that's a hard frequency to hold all the time because, as we said, there's parts of me that feel abandoned and betrayed and sad and lonely and lost and confused and isolated, right? And I'm about to go out for the day, and Spirit was like, just show them the process that you walk through in your mind to harmonize, and almost like my son has these toys and they're blocks and they kind of fit in amongst each other like a babushka doll. How do you contain the compartments of self so they're all have all your ducks in a row? So I'm just going to share what I do because that's what Spirit wanted me to say, is basically like they're saying start by building the top layer of your frequency. So shoulders back, tuning in. What are you going to harmonize to as your overarching frequency today? For me, it's my cosmic royalty. It's my highest light. It's my highest timeline. I've got my crown on. I got my shoulders back and my heart is open. I've got grace, I've got divinity, I've got connection to source. And this version of me sets up the parameters of my energy field. So my boundaries are very, 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 very bright, very golden. Nothing can penetrate this space, for I am the protector and keeper of my frequency that houses these other aspects and parts of me so they can always feel safe. So no matter how they will always feel safe within me. So if you want to tune in, I'm just going to run this golden pink light.
rarako, Kiashishoma Rakarato Maria, Nususiama, Diaka, Kianda, Asela Atoko, Ashama City.
And they're saying she is feeling like if there's any external frequencies that I am also holding, that's not your job. That's not my job. So then just take out of your frequency. Just sending it up to source. Okay, so now she's set. I feel a bit more aligned, and then I've got my human self. And she's allowed to feel whatever she wants to feel. She's allowed to have as many feelings as she wants, because she's safely protected through the higher frequency of my... They keep saying like oversoul architecture. And then I've got the feelings of hurt and pain, right in my heart. And what I do is I call on that part of me, that babush gadol within, that layer of the youngin, that fractal of self. And I feel into her, and I'm like, how old are you, little friend? She's 4. And I just say, what are you feeling today? Uncertain, scared, sad. And then I find the outline of her within my body, within the babush gadol within. And I don't ask her to change. I don't ask her to clear it. I don't ask her to do anything. What I do is run the same light around my auric field, around her. Yasanda yeki alaro yeki asia yeshana yakiata siata. And it's like what you would do if you had a child and they was home from school sick. I cover her in blankets. I give her a little drink. Shower her in love. And they're showing me triple shield protection around this process that's happening internally. I'm not trying to fix, I'm not trying to repair, I'm not trying to be different. I am the higher self, the human, and the child at once. It's not or. And then I ask, what do you need? And she's saying to be seen. And she feels seen right now, to be valued, to be appreciated, to be loved. So I just feel in her heart, okay, calling in the angels, the star mothers, my own mother, calling in your own teams. And I'm hearing them speak to her, and they're saying messages. They're saying, it's totally valid what you feel. Terrible things happen to you. Of course you feel like that. That's okay. And now that she's triple sealed in this layer of safety, I seal up my field, and I let all parts come with me today upon whatever I'm doing, so I feel grounded and contained, and I've just created my own reparenting safety layer that fully anchors you in yourself no matter what you're going through. So I'm going to leave it at that. I just thought I would share my process. Maybe that can inspire someone to help your inner child. And I love you all very much, and have